What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. As you know, on this show, what do we do, right? We share lessons, principles, strategies around marketing and business Monday through Friday in the morning in an attempt to get you excited, to get you motivated, right? So you can use this information for free and implement it into your business, into your marketing strategy, into your life by taking imperfect action. And on today's man, let me think about this. Might be episode 29 or something, man. Something crazy. On today's episode, man, I got my man Damon. Like he's definitely been somebody that I've been watching for afar. I had an opportunity to run across a live that he had as well. Then my friend shared the live too. I was like, all right, word, I gotta tap in because it's just too many things is telling me that I gotta reach out. So I was like, let me reach out. Had the opportunity to find a date that worked, and then here we are, man. So Damon Dillard, welcome to the show, man. How
Yes,
you
sir.
feeling?
Yes, sir. I'm excited to be here, man.
I'm more excited to have you, brother. And what I'm gonna do at this opportunity, I'm gonna give you the floor so you can introduce yourself, right? Tell people more about what you have going on. And what I'm gonna do is, man, I think I left my phone over there, so I'm gonna grab my phone and then text the community, let them know that we're going live. So I'll be right back.
Let's get it. Let's go. What's going on, family? So my name is Damon Dillard. I am your elevated income coach. What I teach is high ticket sales. I've been in the sales industry for a little over 20 years, and I started when I was one. That was a joke. Some will get that on the way home. But no, man, I'm really, really in love with seeing people win. And I want to throw it back to you and just acknowledge you for even putting up this platform, because I remember being at a position in my life where I was hungry for information. I was like, yo, I don't know how to find a mentor. I don't even know if I can spell mentor, but I just need somebody to show me the way. And I love the name of your show being Imperfect Action, because done is always better than perfect. And I think a lot of people are stagnated in the progress towards their goals because they're looking for perfection when that's never the case at all. And what happens is a lot of us get stuck in our thoughts. I think some of you are even thinking to yourself right now, like, man, there's some things I'm procrastinating on. But at the end of the day, action far outweighs thoughts. All right. So if you want to get clarity on wherever it is that you're going, take the action. It will be imperfect, but I promise you it will get done. So I'm excited, man. We're going to give them some gems today.
Definitely, man. This episode is gonna be really, really spicy. And just based off of our DM conversation, me looking, taking a deeper dive into your content, the energy that you have. There's a lot of alignment, right? So I really feel like this is definitely gonna be one of the more powerful episodes because everything that you're saying, I fully resonate with, and it's things that I share with people in my life, share with my clients, put out for free on a different types of assets that I have, whether YouTube, podcast, the show, things like that. So I'm super excited to share this narrative with you, engage in this conversation. And then as more of our community logs on, obviously invite them to the conversation to answer whatever questions they have, man. So tell me all about like your vision, right? Because we're talking about elevating the mindset. You and I even talked about real quick how like you have to have a stronger belief.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the belief system that we have right now has been suppressed and it's constantly and intentionally being suppressed. Mm-hmm. So if you're not self-aware of what's actually going on, it's going to be even harder for you to get to that neutral zone so you can have some footing so you can then grow to the next level. Mm-hmm. Right? So let's talk about that. Like, so what prompted you to kind of move in the direction you have, kind of have this narrative and this direction that you want to encourage and motivate people along those lines? Where did that come from?
Yeah, 100%, man. So the first thing that I want to say is we were born for success, but we've been programmed for failure. So I think every single person watching this right now, every person that's going to watch the replay, at some point or another, you see a glimpse of what life could be like. And that's what happened for me, right? Like we've all been born perfect. My belief, we were born in the image and likeness of our creator, which means he doesn't make any junk at all. So if that's the case, there may have been, as you said, some things around us, our environment, the authority figures around us, the places that we've been, the experiences that we've had that have formulated this belief system that has caused us to say, you know what, maybe that is not possible. And when I say that, that could be you getting the perfect relationship. It could be you creating the income or the impact or whatever it is that you really, really strive for, but you neglect to take the action because someone told you a lie. And I want everybody to hone in on that. Someone told you a lie. Someone told you that it's not possible, that it's going to be difficult, that coming from your area or your arena or your background or your mistakes, that you can't do that. Well, that's the same thing that happened to me. See, I didn't grow up any different from a lot of people that are watching this, man. I grew up, two parents that absolutely loved me. They divorced when I was 2, so grew up with a single mother. I graduated high school with a 1.7 GPA, barely graduated. I had to take extra credit classes just to get out that thing. I do not like school. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. Went to college. You know, the profession that I'm a part of, I don't really talk about a lot because when I was when I was in the 2nd grade, anybody that would have asked me, hey, Damon, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? I would have never raised my hand to say, hey, I want to sell insurance for the rest of my life, or I want to be a business coach and consultant. No, just like everybody else, I had a dream. And my dream was to go to the NBA. Like, I legitimately thought,
with you, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I legitimately thought that I could be, at that time, either the next Anthony Hardaway, Penny for some of you, the next Allen Iverson, the next Nate Robinson, and that was the dream. So what happened after high school, even though I didn't do well, I ended up going to college, did a couple of years of JUCO basketball, did a couple of years of D3, had a chance to play at a really high level, win a couple championships. But what it showed me is that anything that I put my heart to, my heart, not my mind, my heart to, I can make happen in a beautiful, major way. So fast forward, got out of college, I'm broken. I mean, broke with multiple O's. I'm behind on promises, behind on bills, you know, the full sob story. I needed a different direction. And I truly believe that whenever God wants to change something in your life, he does not come over as an audible voice. He doesn't, you know, pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, this is your time, my friend. No, I believe that he speaks through people. Now, it's our discernment in knowing who that person is and listening to that person that will lead us one of two places, either to poverty or to prosperity. So, you know, in my broke stage, one of my friends invited me to a meeting. Some of you have gotten that invite before as well. And it was relationship marketing. I go to the meeting. I'm in there. I'm looking for an opportunity, family. Like, I literally don't have any money. I ended up getting a job, and the job that I got not too far after that was making $9 an hour moving furniture for a living. And in the meeting, met a young man that changed my life forever. And I want you all to think right now to a time in your life where things have either been very, very good in a positive way financially or very bad. See, what I teach any of my mentees or coaching clients is something called principles. Principles also being laws. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you learn a principle, if you learn a law, it is irrefutable, meaning it cannot be argued. It's going to happen no matter who you are, no matter how you look, no matter how much wealth you have every single time. Case in point, the law of gravity. I don't care who you are. You could be short, fat, tall, skinny, rich, poor, doesn't matter. I go to the top of this building in your town, throw you off, you're not going to float, you're not going to fly, you're going to fall. So when I started to learn the laws behind creating the life that I wanted to live, I knew it would work no matter what arena I was in. Is this good so far?
Fire, bro.
Because I start going on rants, bro.
Listen. I want to tell y'all something. I say this almost every episode, but I want to bring it down because I want everyone to get this, whether you're watching live or you're watching the playback. Mm-hmm. I'm hosting. Now, if I'm hosting and I'm taking notes, you have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, today's episode is going to be a very powerful one. Damon is dropping a lot of sauce, a lot of spice, a lot of gems. So make sure that you guys tap in. Make sure you got your phone, no section open. Make sure you got a pen, whatever you need, a pad, whatever you need to do. Get this sauce, get this juice. Man, I'm right there with you, bro. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go. So, yeah, you can look back to those times in your life. And I tell people that it's because of someone that you're not honoring. It's either someone that you've dishonored at that time in your life that's leading you to poverty, or somebody that you're honoring that's leading you to success. So when I walked into this meeting, I just want to paint the picture real quick. Again, I did not have any money. Okay, like no money. So when my friend invited me in, I'm wearing a thrift store suit. I got a clip-on tie. I'm hoping nobody plays me and tries to pull off my tie, right? Because it's clip-on, literally. I got on Stacey Adams. They're walking like by themselves. Like, I was in bad shape, family. I bring my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and I'm like, listen, we have an opportunity. Like, that's it. I just want an opportunity. If I can just put my hands on something and I can learn it, I'm gonna do okay. Well, that night, in walks a gentleman. And I don't know if you all have ever been here before, but you ever see somebody that simply looks like money? Like, I didn't even know what money was at that time, but like back then I used to call them red bottoms. I didn't even know they were called Louboutins. But I saw his girlfriend, she had on red bottoms. He had on cufflinks that were diamond cufflinks. He had a fragrance that didn't smell like the Axe cologne that I had on at the time. You see what I'm talking about? Like, and when he stood in front of the room, family, what I saw was an example of what life could be like. See, I believe that your mind needs a couple of different things in order to point you in the direction of your dreams. Number one, I believe your mind needs a goal. Why? Because a goal is a direction. It automatically gives your mind the second thing that you need, which is a focus. Everybody's mind needs a focus. Number three, what I gained that day was a hero. Believe it or not, your mind needs a hero. Why? Because we as human beings learn best by modeling. So when I saw this young man at the front of the room, I mean, he's articulate, he's charismatic, he's making the crowd laugh, he's making them cry, he's making them get enthusiastic, he's causing people to think of dreams and goals that they had never thought before. And I'm sitting and my mind is blown. I'm like, that, whatever you have, I want to do that. So after the meeting, just like anybody else, Brandon, I'm sure you've experienced this before, being successful as you are.
Yo, I've been in that meeting. I was in that meeting, bro.
You've been in that meeting before?
I've been in that meeting, bro.
Come on now. Come on now. So in those meetings, what you typically do is you walk up to the speaker, and I'm going to help everybody out because you guys are going to be in that meeting one time or another. You're going to run into Brandon. You're going to run into me. Here's the question that you don't ask. What are you reading? Don't ask that question. Here's why. Because whatever he's reading at stage 17, year 17 of his career, is not the same book that I need to be reading at stage 1. We'll get back to that in a minute. Here's what I asked him though, because I did know something about success. I knew that if I could figure out what's in a man's head, then I could have exactly what's in his hand. So what I asked him was a very facetious question. See, I knew at that time, this is 2014, at that time, his income in that company was over $300,000 a month. Now get this. I didn't know anybody in my sphere, in my ego. I knew nobody making over 30 grand a year. So he's making 10 times that a month. Write this down in your book. We'll get back to this in a little bit as well. Here's a principle. It's much easier to make $30,000 a day than it is to make $30,000 a year. We'll get back to that. So I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, listen, I just got a question for you, bro. My name's Damien, you know, blah, 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 blah. What do you know that nobody else in this room seems to know that allows you to have the success you have while everybody else is fighting for the money to keep their auto ship?
Yo, hold on real quick. Because I want to make sure everybody got that. So I had to pause Damon for a second.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the question that he asked. You know what I'm saying? Again, he said it wasn't what book you reading. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what car you have. It wasn't what suit is this. Mm-hmm. It wasn't what business are you in. The first question that he asked, very, very powerful, bro. Go ahead.
Yep. So I asked him, I said, man, what's the difference? Like, matter of fact, what do you know that nobody else knows? And what's so crazy, this is 2014, he began to chuckle. And he said, what's crazy, man, is the same question you just asked me is what I asked my mentor back in 2009, 5 years prior. And so I'm leaning in because I'm like, oh, this is about to be good. Like, he about to give me the sauce. This is what he says, Brandon. He says, no one believes the way that I do. And I feel like I'm on punked at this point. I'm like, what's the real answer? Like, I lean in like, yes, go on. He's
Yo,
like,
but yo, isn't it always like that, bro? Because it's like you becoming, well, not you becoming. You come to a place, you network, you see someone successful, someone's moving, someone's shaking. You're like, he knows something, or it's a secret, or like a trick, or like he got it easy. So you want to hear it, but you're prepping your mind to hear what you want to hear and not what it really is.
100%.
And then what's gonna happen is you keep searching and searching, next person, next person, next person, next podcast, next book, next successful person, looking for what you think the success is, or the cheat code or the trick. So you can believe in that, but not believing what it actually is, bro. Powerful.
100%.
Powerful.
I mean, these are principles that are hiding in plain sight. Like the issue with our generation right now, which you've experienced it, I've experienced it, we suffer from something called the shiny object syndrome, which causes us to go from podcast to podcast. We are searching for the secret pill. And the crazy thing is, what he gave me that day is biblically based. That's why I teach on principles, because the reason why I have mentees that are doing $250,000 within 6 months, the reason why it's not because I'm so great. It's not because I'm God. Matter of fact, it's not even because of the industries that are a part of, because they're in multiple industries. It's principle. So when I asked him, I said, man, there's got to be more. Like, what do you mean this believing thing? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, listen, what I want you to do is I want you to study what it means to believe. And see, the definition of belief is to trust. Like, I'll make it plain and simple. To trust. There are certain things in our lives right now that we trust, that we absolutely trust to be true. But as I said earlier, you've been lied to. And I love the word believe, because when I look at the word believe, I believe there's a construct in there, meaning there's another word. So if you were to spell out the word belief or even believe, the middle word is the word lie, L-I-E. And as Shakespeare said, to think you can or think you can't, both are actually right. So what I said was, oh my God, what I've been believing. Everybody write this down. If you want to see clear evidence of what you've been believing for, easy. Look at your results. Your results is clear evidence of what you've been believing for. The money in your bank or not in your bank, the money in your investments, your relationships, your health, your fitness, your well-being, your joy, happiness, depression, anxiety, all of that is evidence of a belief. Let me digress. So I asked him, I said, okay, I'm game. How do I learn more of this believing? Brendan, here's how you know you have a great mentor. When the mentor does not give you the answer, but they empower you to seek out the answer and they hold you accountable to the work. What does that mean? He said, I want you to grab the strangest.
Coaching and consulting as well, too.
100%. Yep, 100%. He said, Damon, I want you to grab a couple books. He said, I want you to grab The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. It's a 19-minute audio. Every single one of you can go on YouTube right now, check it out. It's from the 1950s, one of the first gold albums ever in the personal development industry. It started what we know now as personal development. The mentor to the Bob Proctors, right? The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. He says in there, as a man thinketh, so is he. Or you become what you think about. He said, I want you to grab The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. He said, I want you to grab my audio. Shout out David Monetier. Conceive, Believe, Achieve. And he said, I want you to inundate your subconscious with this. Now, I want you all to help you understand something. I'll talk about laws again, Brendan. There's a law called Newton's Law. Have you ever heard of that?
Of course.
Newton's Law is pretty simple, right? It means that an object in motion will continue in that motion until affected by an outside force or object. Well, if you ever read Think and Grow Rich, another book that I would recommend, The Average Millionaire has read it 16 times. He says in there that a thought is a thing. So if I look at Newton's law, an object in motion continues in that motion until affected by an outside force or object. That also means that I'm going to continue in the wave of thinking that I have that has led me broken, and in despair until affected by an outside force or object. And that's why the Imperfect Action Show is so incredibly important. Like, these platforms are vitally important for people in general. Why? Because it interrupts the thought. It interrupts your thought thinking, well, let me talk to my friends and family about how Will and Jada might have been in an entanglement and maybe that caused, who cares?
Exactly.
What are you going to do today? What information are you going to gain that's going to increase your awareness for you to now accomplish the goals or the divine assignment that God has put into your life? So I answer questions along the way, bro. That's how I got to a place of believing.
I don't want to gloss over that real quick, right? Not the Will and Jada thing, but the Will and Jada is just another example of a distraction. And these distractions are going to come for you guys, even us, man. I get these distractions. They're going to come in different forms. And there's a decision that you make when you start to gain clarity around, okay, this is a moment. Okay, boom, pivoting. I'm off that. I ain't doing that. I'm not thinking that. Is this aligned with where I want to go? You know what I'm saying? So any questions that you guys have for Damon, drop them in the chat. We will go over the titles at the end. And obviously I'll leave them in the caption so you guys can get, but we only have them for 6 more minutes. So I want to make sure that if you guys got questions, you ask him. You know, I know he got more gems to give, but if you guys have any specific questions, drop them in the chat. Let's get some feedback immediately. If not, we're just going to maximize the time we have.
100%.
Cool. All right, so let's set the room real quick. Let's set the show real quick. Couple things that that Damon mentioned that I definitely want to make sure that you guys get, especially you just jumped on now. He was talking about how we are all born for success, but programmed for failure, which I would 100% support that and double on that. I mean, you got to think about it. You ever see a kid blissfully running around, trying everything, jumping around, loud, crying, not worried about who hears him or sees him cry, falling, stumbling. I think the greatest thing about a kid is when a kid really wants something he wants and he gets it and then he just forgets. He's you know what I'm saying? It's like it matters so much, but then when it don't matter, it don't matter. A kid can pivot this fast, right? And we forget that.
Yeah. Someone
told you a lie, that lie turned into a belief, or someone told you a bunch of lies, and those bunch of lies turned into your belief system, right? Yep. Anything you put your heart into, you can make that happen. When God wants to move you, he speaks through people. So this could be a sermon for y'all right now. This could be the episode that you've been waiting to see. This can be, a shared version of some content that sitting in that inbox that you've been waiting for. Once you understand the laws of success and you can create principles around them, those principles become laws and the laws become irrefutable, right? Because you realize that if I brush my teeth in the morning, my breath is going to be good. I might have this little white gleaming smile. If I take a shower, I'm going to be clean. Those are basically principles. Those are basically your life laws. Now, if you build them around success, you're going to have the same positive results that you have for the things that you do without even thinking, right? I think this is crazy. You were talking about, I guess I'm going to just make an acronym, right? You were talking about the MFH, which is mind, focus, hero. So your mind needs a goal. A goal is a direction, right? That allows you to focus, right? And then you need a hero. You need someone to model, not someone to copy, but you need someone to model, someone to aspire to. I think another powerful thing that Damon shared was talking about, well, when you meet someone that may be inspiring you, you don't just ask them, what are you reading or what car's outside, right? You ask them something similar to the fact, like, what do you know that the majority of these people don't? Which is a great conversation starter. Now, there's some more gems that he dropped, but we have a question below, so let's get to it. Angela asks, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received or that you wish that you would have received earlier? And that's for you, Damon.
The best piece of advice I've ever received.
I guess if it's a single piece of advice, I think that's definitely.
I'd probably have to say once again it was a law. Because when Mr. Monetier told me, he said, "Listen, you want to learn how to believe." That changed my life forever. I mean, in ways that we don't even have a chance to have time to explain on here. But what that did was it put me down a road where I ended up getting the best advice ever, which was never, ever, ever, ever stop growing. Ever.
Yeah,
like, never.
That, bro.
Remember I said I hated school?
Bro, I hated, yo, listen. We like double gangers right here, bro. Listen. I went to school for hoops and women. Yeah. Basketball and women. I never read. I did just enough just to play basketball.
Yeah, thanks.
It wasn't until I got to college and I had to actually pay for it. I was like, all right, let me pay attention because I'm actually paying for this.
Thanks, yeah.
And even when I got out of school, I still didn't do nothing more. Like I was like, cool, I got the information. I could be an adult now. I could live now. I'm good. Yeah. It really wasn't until I started like a little deeper down my entrepreneurship journey when, like you said, you know, which is crazy. It was like when God wants to move you, he speaks through people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there were circumstances that happened and I was like, all right, bro, you got to get it together.
Yeah. Then
at some point I fell in love with learning.
Yeah.
I got inspired with getting into programs and spending for access and creating platforms like that so I can have the opportunity to connect with people like you.
Yes.
And then like, oh, I need that book. I need that book. A bookstore was closing last week. I got like 31 books. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even after that, I'm like, oh, I need that one. I need that one. Like, this is really the code, y'all. It ain't a red pill, blue pill. It ain't. It's a lifestyle. And when you're able to change your mindset around abundance and blessings, and like Damon said, like turning so many things into principles that end up turning into law. Those laws now govern your life. And when you have government over your life, you now move in different directions. And like you, and again, like you said, your bank account or how you're currently living, it's a direct effect in the decisions that you made and what you think for yourself, which is crazy. So we could be on here going, man. But couple other questions for the community. I'm definitely happy that you guys are tapping in. Make sure you share this, because someone needs to hear this morning. So DJ Graffiti asks, Damon, what's the thing you cut out that allows you to increase your focus most?
What's the thing that I cut out that allowed me to increase my focus most?
He kind of adds a little bit more context and says maybe it was something that was the hardest for you to say no to.
Well, it depends on what stage of my development process you're talking about. So in the very, very beginning, I cut off everything. And I do mean everything. I think one of the easiest ways to level up very, very quickly is to change your life. And people don't. So like when I say change your life, like I really mean change your life. Like if you don't enjoy what's around you right now in the major areas, your finances, your fitness, like change your life. And so what I did is I did something called a mental fast. So for 6 months, I deactivated. I didn't just take it off of my phone. I deactivated all of my social media. So I took off Instagram. I took off Facebook. I also eliminated any contact with negative people. I eliminated negative environments. I stopped watching TV, stopped watching movies. I stopped listening to secular music. Now, this seems very extreme for 6 months, but when you think about it, anytime that you're looking to take on a new habit, if you're in the fitness arena, people tell you to go on a fast for 24 hours or intermittent fasting for 12 hours a day. Sometimes it's not so much about what we're willing to give for success. It's about what we're willing to give up. And at the time, when I was only making $9 an hour, I think 2014, I made less than 12 grand. I said, yo, it's time for it's time for a change. Enough is enough. We went on to make over 155,000 within the first 90 days of 2015 because of me changing my life. So again, my encouragement would be every single one of us, if we are looking to level up, we know innately what we've been slacking on. We know because we know ourselves. We know what's going on behind closed doors. We know the activities that we've been partaking in that just do not add to the bottom line. So the question wouldn't be so much, hey, Damon, what did you give up? I would even pose the question back to you. For where you're looking to go, what is it time to let go of?
Yo, this is the season, y'all. I hope you guys are paying attention and tapping in. And again, I want to reiterate, I'm hosting, but I'm taking notes. And if you really believe in the season of alignment, I know this is on time for me because I've had a successful March, but I want to have a ridiculously successful April. So a lot of things that I've already been thinking about, they're being affirmed right here. So maybe for you guys, this is also something for you. This is what you needed right now. Mm-hmm. And you can relate it to wherever you are in life, because no matter where you are at, you can always go for more. You can always become a better person. You can always become a better professional. You can always become better in your relationships. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple other questions. Listen, y'all, the show's only 30 minutes, but I want to make sure we get all the questions, be respectful of Damon's time. We appreciate you guys for rocking and tapping with us. Imperfect Action Show. All right, we're going to run through a couple last of these questions. Angela asks, is there a book out there that helps you better understand the laws of life?
Say that question one more time. I'm sorry.
Is there a book out there that helps you understand the laws of life? Helps you understand better the laws of life?
The laws of life. Bob Proctor has an audio out there that goes over all the laws of the universe. I think that would be dope. I'll just make a couple of suggestions. Depending on what stage of the journey you're in, I think everybody can benefit from this book over any book that I've ever seen in my life. Over any book, over any podcast. And here's why. I always recommend this book for my mentees. It's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. Why? Because the most important law is the law of what you say to yourself. Why? Because about 85% to 90% of the conversations you're having every single day are with yourself. Watch this. 90% of the actions that you take every single day are unconscious. So the reason why we stay so stuck is because we've never learned one of the greatest powers that we've ever been given is our tongue, our internal dialogue. So watch this. Brendan and I are having a conversation with you right now, but you're also having a conversation with yourself. So the issue is, this is great. Within this 30 minutes to 45 minutes, whatever it is, you're going to get great information. You're going to get everything you need if you read between the lines of what you need to get to your next level. Here's the problem. When you get off of this call, you talk yourself out of it. I tell people all the time, if you had a best friend that talked to you the way you talk to you, you wouldn't even be friends with them anymore. So what I had to learn how to do was how do I formulate these new statements? Perfect example. I see people saying, I will be a millionaire all the time. Well, if I was made in the image and likeness of my creator, and he said that he is, I am, that means whatever I form after the word I am means that's what I'm affirming about my own life. So the reason why you may feel stuck in your life right now is because you're saying, I am so sick and tired of this. I am always winning and then it's losing season. But then we learn how to use these words. So what I would encourage, once again, grab this book, study it. This is one of the first books my mentor had me read as well. I studied it. I came up with some practical tools. Watch this. if you ever have a mentor or a coach that does not give you a practice, right? Because information does not change situations. That's BS, as in belief system. That's not true. Oh, no, Damon. Oh, no, I know what you're going to say, Damon. Information plus implementation changes situations. No, also wrong. How do you know I know? Have you ever read a book about the Navy SEALs? There's a book called Extreme Ownership. Guess what? I read the book. I also implemented some of the steps, Brendan. But do you think you could drop me in Iraq right now and I could lead a group of soldiers back home safely? Absolutely not.
I would not count on that.
So information plus implementation is not the key. It's transformation that you need. And the only way to begin transforming is by taking new actions on a consistent basis to program your thinking. And reading that book is one of the best ways to do it.
So look, we got 2 more questions, but what I'm going to do, because Damon inspired me, if you text daily to 213, actually, why don't we do this? Text the word book. Text book to 213-410-4920. I'm going to send out a copy of that book. So we got a couple of people that text me. I'm going to choose 1 or 2 people, and I'm going to send them a free copy of that book, straight from courtesy of Damon and myself.
Fire.
Straight to your crib via Amazon. So they're gonna probably drop it off in like 24, 48 hours. So you gotta have that thing.
And it's like $1.50. It's the craziest thing.
You know what I'm saying? So text the word book, text book to 213-410-4920. And somebody's 1 or 2 people are gonna get a book. Because I'm about to order it for myself. I just ordered a couple of books right before I jumped on the show this morning. So I'm gonna add another book to that. Okay. So Stacy J Live 365 Empowerment asks, what's another suggestion on how to mentally detox, especially when you have a startup business and you're selling products?
Mentally detox.
Well, I know that one's it's not a really direct, like straight question. It's kind of layered. So I guess Stacy, if you're on here, you can ask additional context. But I guess I would say, she started a new business. She wants to focus on a new business. She wants to sell products. She wants to mentally detox from like commotion, noise, and distraction.
Oh, yeah. So that's easy. Begin with the end in mind, right? Because anytime that I have a new goal, I have a new business, I have a new project that I'm working on, one of the banes to my existence, man, is sitting down with a coaching client and they don't have any direction. So if I was to sit down with her right now and she says, hey, I have a brand new business, my first question would be, okay, amazing. What happened over the next 12, listen to the question, what happened over the next 12 months that made this 12 months the best of your entire life? Which seems really counterintuitive because your mind automatically goes to, hey, what happened, past tense, in the last 12 months? But I'm asking you to think of a vision for your future. Why? Because even the word future itself means the time or period of time following the moment of speaking or writing.
Yes.
So if I want to mentally detox from my past, that means the only way to do it is to create a new future. So if I can clearly see where my destination is, I can always have an opportunity to hit a goal that I can see. I'll never, ever, ever, ever hit a target that I can't see. So I think what's the stat? It's like 70% of businesses fail within the first year. Of those businesses, over half of them fail within the next 3 years. And of those businesses, another 20% fails within the first 5 years. Well, isn't that strange? Listen, we were all born to be entrepreneurs. Yeah, that's right. All of us were born to be entrepreneurs. So why do we fail? Because we don't know those simple things. And that's business. This is not woo-woo. If I was a business owner and I wanted to invest in your business, can you give me your projections? And are we thinking more about what's about to happen, or are we thinking about our present reality and our mistakes of the past? If I continue to look in the past, my body can only go in that direction. So I'm going to encourage you, set the goal. How many people are you going to be impacting in your business? How many products are going to be sold? What kind of contacts are you now going to be making? What stores is your product or service going to be in? Come up with a vision for that let go of anything that happened in the past that doesn't serve you.
So listen, y'all, again, this has been an Imperfect Action Show, and we are in OT right now. And I want to first say that I'm grateful and thankful for Damon to jump on and be kind enough to extend some extra minutes. We got all the questions in. This episode will be available immediately after we finish airing, so you guys could watch it, share it, do whatever you need to do. There's been like a full masterclass for y'all on mindset. So Damon, I want to ask you, where can they go to find you, tap in? What programs, products, services that you currently have that they can take advantage of? And if they want to connect with you, how do they do that?
Absolutely, man. I'm super, super excited, bro. We got the Elevated Income Academy. That is the academy for people that are entrepreneurs. My specialty is in sales. I can teach you how to sell. I can teach you how to sell, make money a lot faster. So obviously we have that going on right now. You can go to Damon P. Dillard on Instagram. You can go to the elevatedincomeacademy.com. I also, you said you're about to put this out today.
Yo, as soon as we off, it's going up, bro.
Oh,
so
sweet.
So
I have a masterclass.
Right in the caption.
Okay, sweet. I got a masterclass that I'm going to be teaching this coming Saturday. 6 figures in 6 months. We're going to be teaching the exact strategies to take your business and get it to where you want it to be. Really take a quantum leap in your business. And that class is free. It is at noon. You can go to the elevatedincomeacademy.com and register for that on there as well.
Oh, y'all, I dropped Damon's Instagram. I dropped the elevatedincomeacademy.com. Mm-hmm. And also the links will be in the caption. So if you miss them, just scroll down and grab them. I definitely feel blessed, inspired, grateful, and thankful to have you on this episode. I know that everyone watching, you can grab something for it. This might have been a full situation for somebody that needed to hear these messages. Make sure you share this out. Very, very powerful episode. And I look forward to bringing you back on, man.
Let's do it, man. I appreciate you.
Always got a spot on the Imperfect Action Show, bro. We appreciate you.
Let's get it.
All right, y'all. We will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you tap into Damon. This has been an Imperfect Action Show. Peace.